Oh, that sounds about right. Christmas present opening is kind of perilous. I don't know if anybody else has ever experienced that. And I always feel like as a kid, like you want it to be really exciting, but it ends up being kind of stressful sometimes, like with the Christmas ladder that's a secret. Or one time I remember we always had a couple of like bigger gifts that my parents would get for us as kids. And so they had me open up this present, and it was this box, and it didn't really have any descriptive pictures on it. And they said, okay, well just read it, because I was learning how to read. And like, it says, oh, I don't know that word. They're like, okay, well just what letters are it? I said, it says VCR. And they're like, well, what does that sound like? I'm like, I don't know what word that is. And they're like, well, sound up. Vicur? What's a vicur? And my brother and sister are just laughing. Because they're older, they're in middle school, they're like, I can read. I don't even know what a VCR is at this point, because they literally, I mean, they've been old a little bit, but I mean, like, we were behind the times. We still have those push-button TVs that you can pull the little knob out on and adjust the volume on it. It's about this wide, like that wide, and the pictures can be little. So I mean, like, I don't have any idea what this is. But I tell you what, there was this little DVD that it came, or not DVD, it was a VHS, little VHS that came with it. And I believe the tape is called Christmas Traditions, and we still watch that video every year because it's wonderful. And I am now much more familiar with what the letters VCR stand for. But it's a perilous time opening presents sometimes. I'm not sure if this is going to be a part of the next storyteller's story, but I imagine that it might, because our next storyteller is Jan Mason. I've gotten to know Jan over the course of the past few years. I got through a couple of performances in the community, and I've gotten to work with her a little bit. She's the activity director for Boulder Estates, and she does some fantastic programming there. She's a great singer. She looks great in, was it 70s? Or no, you did 70s deal at one point. You did poodle skirts at one point. She's all kinds of different things over there. But today, the story she's going to be sharing with you is a story that she's calling Christmas Fanatic, with a dash of procrastination. So please welcome forward Jan Mason.
I'm going to bring my drink up because I have a bit of a cold. Just in case. Hi. My name is Jan.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jan.
I am a Christmas fanatic. I know it's a terrible thing to be, but I can't help it. You know, I come by this naturally. Christmas is my season. After all, I was born around Christmas. I got married around Christmas. I got divorced around Christmas. I had my first date after the divorce around Christmas. And now I'm getting ready to have a new grandbaby around Christmas. I did lose something around Christmas, but that's probably another story. We won't talk about that today. Anyway, I came by being a Christmas fanatic, honestly. I believe it runs in the genes. Now, the reason why I say this is I have to go back a few years. When I was growing up, my dad always said, we ought to own stock in the light company. Well, I was like, why? Well, he said, look around you. Well, you looked around, and it was beautiful. There was lights strewn from one end of the house to the other. Every bush was covered. Of course, the light out front had to be wrapped. Not once, but twice, because it had to be really bright. We had to make sure all the shrubs were done, the railing going up to the house, and then you got in the house. Oh, that mantle, it had lights all the way around. Every doorway was done. Christmas was everywhere. And I wanted to do that for my family as well. Christmas is all about the senses. It tantalizes all the senses. You go, and every place you go, there's Christmas music playing so you can hear it. and you're humming them. My radio's broken, and this morning I was singing, "We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas." It's not Christmas yet, but I'm singing it. And you go in, and you go to the store, and you check out all the different little plugins, the Glade plugins and stuff like that, and what do you have? Well, apple spice, pumpkin pie, pine. Woohoo! It's great. I can have a different Christmas scent in every room of the house, and it's really exciting. Well, and then, we need to taste. Now, there are Christmas goodies everywhere. Now, I won't tell you how wide my butt gets during Christmas, but it is not a good thing. But you know what? It would be rude not to try, wouldn't it? You know, they bring in, they say, "Oh, I have these. Oh, try some of these." And I don't want to offend anyone, so of course I have to try each and every one. And a few of them, you know, I wasn't quite sure because maybe the pieces were a little too small, so I had to try another. And overall, I mean, it's wonderful. And the feel of Christmas. You cozy up. You feel the warmth by the fire. You get that favorite blanket, you get that wonderful sweater, you do all of these things, and it just makes you feel good. And that's great. That's great when you're a Christmas fanatic. But, hi, my name's Jan.
Hi, Jan.
I'm also a procrastinator. It's really bad because, you see, I'm going to tell you about 1 year. Now, I'm not a good saver either, and what happened was Christmas, the last payday fell literally on Christmas Eve, okay? So that meant I had to do it all, and I thought, I can do it. It's a challenge. I was raised to do this. So immediately, as I got off work, I took that check and I went to the bank. Now, of course, there was a long line, but I didn't care. I was going in there and I cashed that check and I went flying over to the Walmart. And boy, I was ready to power shop. I had list in hand and I was gonna go. And everyone else, all these other procrastinators, how dare they? They were in my way, but I was out there and I was going to get the job done. Now, the first thing on my list was chocolate covered cherries. Now this is very important because every man in the house, from the wee little ones all the way up to the grandpas, need a box of chocolate covered cherries. Now this is important, and if I am short, you know, it's just not going to be Christmas. So I'm sitting there, and that's the first thing on my list, and I go, I know exactly where they are. I scattered it out, and I get over there, and I am looking, and I sit there, and I look. 1, 2, 3. Oh no! There's no more chocolate-covered cherries. I need 2 more boxes. There's a lady right over here, and she has 3 boxes. Does she really need 3 boxes? I don't think so. And I try and be nice about this. And ma'am, it's a Christmas tradition. We need to have chocolate-covered cherries. I need 2 more boxes, and I see you've got 3. So do you. Well, I know, but I need 2 more. Could you please just let me have yours? And she's like, no, these are my chocolate-covered cherries. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Merry Christmas. And I'm thinking, you're getting cold, lady. Don't tell Santa. But she walked away from her cart for a moment. Desperate time to call for desperate measures. I'm sorry about this, I really am. And I wrote a letter and everything. I said, I'm sorry. I put it in there and I took the boxes and I went down the next aisle. I couldn't help it. So then what I had to do was I kept going and I kept going, and I I ran into a couple people here and there, but I was throwing the gifts in, trying to keep it safe and everything like that, because it's not about having the perfect gift. It is about how many gifts you can get underneath the tree and cover the most square footage. Okay, so I am working and I am working hard. I've got a sweat going on, everything like that, and I still have to get all the baking ingredients, and I've gotten those, and I broke just 1 or 2 things of flour, but it's okay. And then we sit there and we need to make sure we've got Christmas dinner and Christmas breakfast, because one of the other traditions are, I've got to make homemade caramel rolls. Okay, whew, I've got it. Now my cart is stacked about this high. I have stuff sticking out this way and that and everything like that, and I go up there and I am ready. And I'm ready to go, and I'm waiting. And I am waiting. And I am waiting. The line is taking forever, and I know I have all of this stuff to do. And you know what? I had to pee. I couldn't help it. I really had to pee. You know, I didn't stop in between, and I sat there, and so I was like, okay, it's gonna take a while. I have time. I can see the restrooms and everything like that. So I sat there and I talked to the person next to me. They looked like a nice person. They looked really nice and kind. And so we sat there and I said, could you please just watch my cart just for a couple of minutes? And I said, I just have to go to the bathroom, I'll be right back. Yeah, sure, no problem, not a problem. So I run in there. You know what? When I came out of the bathrooms, that lady I stole the chocolate-covered cherries from, she was walking by like this with them, and I just was like, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. You know, Christmas fanatics are good to a certain extent, but it can sometimes bring out the bad in a person. So, you know, I just sat there and I looked, and I thought, I'm above this. I really don't need chocolate-covered cherries. It would just ruin my family tradition for the past 45 years, but it's okay. And I sat there and I looked at her, and I said, enjoy your chocolate-covered cherries. I hope you get diarrhea. And then I sat there and I stopped somewhere else, and a few people, they got the little teeny packages of chocolate-covered cherries, but they were chocolate-covered cherries nonetheless. Anyway, I got home. I got there. And now the real marathon would begin. And I pulled in, and it's trying to get everything in the house without the children seeing it. Bake all the cookies, wrap all the gifts, and get it all done. Well, I'm good, and I'll tell you how good I am. So I sat there, and I left the stuff out there. I brought in all the baking stuff, and I am going like crazy, and I am baking, and I am rolling, and everything, and I have cookies everywhere. I burnt a couple of batches. I burnt myself, and of course there was that pot holder that now looks like a toasted marshmallow instead of frosty, but it's okay. It's okay. The cookies are done. Those rolls are rising, and now the kids are ready, and it's time for me to bring the gifts in and to start to wrap. Now you might ask, where was my husband during all of this? Well, that's why we're no longer married. But anyway, that's another story. Again. But anyway, we sat there and I brought them in, and I was bringing him in and everything like that. I sat there and I had some bells. The kids were sleeping, and I had these bells that fell out of the package. And all of a sudden you heard ding 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 going down. And my 3-year-old daughter at the time comes running out with her panties around her ankles, pee rolling down her legs. He's here! He's here! And I'm like, no, sweetheart, he's not here. But I heard the bells. He's here, the jingle bells, he's here. And I'm like, me a long time to calm her back down, and I finally got her back into bed. And then I started to get all of the things wrapped. Slowly but surely got them wrapped and everything like that. It is now about 4 a.m. I'm still going strong. I'm doing okay. And I start counting, making sure everybody is good. And I'm like, oh, I'm short presents. Well, what can I do? I have in the grocery cart, I had some Captain Crunch, and somebody likes Captain Crunch, and that's a box I could wrap. It's going under the tree. Okay. That one's even now. And I started looking through the cupboards, and I got what I could, and I filled it in so they all got done. Finally, I got the lights all on. Everything was smelling good. The music was playing. It was lovely. I go wash my face, I brush my teeth, and I think they'll sleep till 6. I slowly crawl into my bed. I listen to the snores next to me, and I hear, Mama, Daddy, Santa came! And it was time to get up. Don't be that way. Remember what Christmas is about. It's not about filling up that tree and covering all the square footage. It's not about procrastination. It's not about the gifts. It's about spending time. It's about making memories. It's about love. And the greatest gift we have is the reason we have the season. And I'm still sorry about those chocolate-covered cherries.